Hello and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to respectfully discuss, debate, and disagree about video games. As always, I'm your host, Kaedhen Lane, and this week, unfortunately, we're a man down. The Saucy Aussie is not with us. And I'd just like you to know, Stephen, if you're listening, that Jonah kept me from starting the podcast for like at least 3 minutes because he just kept running his mouth. It's like, we're ready, and another thing. We're ready, and another thing.
Yeah, I had to do it for him. You know?
Yeah. He had to take up Steven's mantle.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jonah, how the hell are you?
Dude,
Those days.
last night, Austin and I went to a metal show. We're thrashing about. Awesome. I was on the edge of the pit the entire night.
Oh, yeah.
Just edge guarding. It was sweet. And then I got clocked in the side of the head. And some dude just headbutt me on accident. He came back. He apologized. Everything was all good. Wake up this morning, go to work a little bit earlier than I usually do on Saturdays. Just get screwed. Absolutely screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Recording super late today because I got absolutely screwed. Yeah, worked 12 hours. Now we're recording a podcast. Let's go.
Living the life.
Living the life.
And of course, we're not complete without the man with the golden voice. Mateo, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. I had a very chill day in Austin. Rode some bikes, threw some disc golfs. What else do I want in my life? I've been playing Animal Well. That game is amazing. You should go check it out. I don't want to talk about that game because it's all about discovery.
Donkey was right.
I got because I said Austin and Mateo said Austin. Everyone's got to say Austin in their intro now.
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going to say
I was confused that he said in me. I was like, wait, hold on.
In Austin. Jonah had a chill night with Austin, and Mateo had a chill day in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we buried the lead, but all right, we have two special guests this week. This episode, we kind of wanted to do a community-focused episode and bring on a few community members to contribute to our ever-growing Hall of Fame list, the GGD list. And so this week we are joined by two returning guests, Captain Goose and Dr. Mundo, aka Dan and Austin, two of our beloved community members. How are you folks doing?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Awesome. You guys are really playing it cool for just literally having won a battle royale like 10 minutes ago.
I clutched up, it happens.
I got one kill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wait, two. I think I got two.
Together we made 10.
Jesus.
So,
That's not bad.
You carried so hard.
He only got down once.
There's a reason why I play with Austin.
You revived him and got and clutched up. That's
teamwork,
crowned victory.
Wow.
Amazing.
Legend.
Well, before we move on, just to shout out Dan and Austin. I mean, Austin, you're probably one of our most active community members, always hopping in to do multiplayer of everyone. And Dan, of course, you're beloved in the community for heading up the whole, D&D community. So just, shout out to you guys. You guys rock. Is there anything at all you'd like to share about your lives that may have happened or your gaming life since last time you were on the podcast? Or just, floor to just fucking say whatever you want or plug anything, just whatever.
No, I'm enjoying you guys' podcast. And put way too many hours in the last couple months into Helldivers 2 and Dragon's Dogma 2. And I gotta say, my pawn can pretty much wreck anything now. And so Kaedhen earlier today was saying he basically likes Grandma Pat, keep the attention. He sets up a picnic table and waits for Aaron to just nuke everything. So yeah,
I had an anecdote for you, Dan. I was trying to kill one of those skeleton lords, and most of the bosses in the game, like the tornado spell doesn't like pick them up and throw them off like the small enemies, but the skeleton lord, it does do that. So I was fighting the skeleton lord in a little valley and he was almost dead. Aaron goes in with tornado and then his body just disappears. I'm like, well, I'm not getting that loot, you know.
And you need that loot for upgrading your weapons at the end of the game too.
I guess I'll go find a different fucking skeleton lord.
Because they're so common in the game, right?
Yeah.
I think I went the entire like 2/3 of the game with only seeing one. So sorry about that.
Same. Yeah. Cool. And Austin, anything you'd like to share at all?
No, the only life thing that I had happen was I went to that concert with Jonah, and I took the day off, slept in until like 10, and had a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So.
The yin and the yang.
I'm so happy for you, honestly, dude. It was so miserable.
I got really lucky, especially since Thursday was so bad. Like I knew Friday, Saturday was awful.
Yeah.
Day before Mother's Day, right?
Oh yeah. 1-800-Flowers. Gotta love them.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense.
1-800-Flowers and Sherry's Berries were the bane of my existence today.
Yeah.
Is that one still around? I remember back when hearing like all the YouTube channels that was like their ad read was for Sherry's Berries. I didn't think they're still around.
Yeah, they're the same company, 1-800-Flowers and Sherry's Berries.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, they're under the same like parent company. And it's like one other one too.
Monopoly these days.
I think it's the Fruit Baskets. Sorry, the Fruit Baskets place is also the Edible Arrangements or whatever is under.
Oh yeah, sure.
The trifecta.
If we ever do ad reads, do we do like real weird ones? Like we'll do like 1-800 bail bond or something.
I was a big fan of the Easy Allies one where it was like, here's a hair trimmer for the special places. It was like, okay, manscaping or something like that.
Fun story about Manscaped. That on my previous podcast, that was Doey's #1 sponsor that he wanted us to get on the One Up podcast. And the running offer on the podcast was Doey was going to shave his entire body on the podcast if we ever got that sponsorship.
It's a shame that didn't happen.
Shout out to Doey. Love that boy.
Before we go on and continue my tradition of randomly remembering that I need to shout out patrons and injecting it at a random part in the podcast, so let us please shout out our current patrons: Pucho, West, Dakota Falk, Randall Reborn, Too Good, Aunt Jay, and Dan Giesling.
Not that
guy. I don't even have to add that sound effect in. That's great. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, since you're here, Dan, just thank you so much for your patronage. You've been able to use the money to upgrade some of our equipment and do giveaways in the community. It's very much appreciated, and the same, of course, to all the rest of our patrons. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
With that, I hope you all pressed up, right, down, and summoned your 50 kilogram bomb because it's time for the icebreaker.
Freedom never sleeps!
Alrighty. Our icebreaker question comes in this week from Mecha Rekka, beloved community member, ex-podcast host, and host of our sister show, GGD Kaedhen now. The question is modified of an old one that he will surely recognize, but it is: you can permanently change one thing about any video game character of your choice. What is it, and why? I would specifically like to change the Fortnite skin version of Solid Snake to have the dump truck ass that he should have. It's just, it's not right. It's not. I spent so many hours in Metal Gear Solid 4 just looking at the endless depths of Old Snake's muscular ass cheeks to entertain myself between sneaking from one enemy to the next. And it's not ethical to take that away from that man. He's dying from a man-made disease that's destroying his very genome, one DNA strand at a time. causing him to
one
look
ass fiber
twice
at
his
a
own
time.
age. Yeah. And all he had left was that ass, and they took it away from him. Mateo, what do you think about this question?
I think that that really speaks to the power of squats, because you know that Snake is being sneaky all the time. He's working those glutes constantly.
Yeah.
It's super important. I would actually change every single video game character, and here's the change I'd make.
Oh,
they got no sleeves. Guns out, dude. Suns out, guns out. Every single video game character ever.
You know what?
The problem with that is you got all the skinny dudes like me who are going to have super white upper arms, and nobody wants to see that.
I'm just picturing like jacked Mario with like ripped off sleeves.
It's funny.
Is that just part of the change? They all have giant arms.
Oh, they're all ripped, dude. It's like the opening to Predator when they're doing the handshake.
I want it to be like a super skinny, like just gaunt character, and then you see their things ripped off, and they're just jacked.
Monkey Luffy he does it anyway.
To add on a little bit for the other one that we were talking about, where you like remake a game with other assets, I want Final Fantasy VII remade with the original Final Fantasy VII assets in the remake.
Oh my god, can you imagine? That'd be insane.
You know what? Everyone would die. They'd be like, "It's the greatest game in the world."
Yeah. It would sell. That's the crazy part. It would sell.
It's the D-make remake.
All right, John, what do you got for this question?
Okay, so I'm changing Kirby, and you know how he's got like the sucking power? He's still gonna have the same power, but it's gonna be his ass. So he's gonna be boofing everything.
I knew that's what you were gonna say. I just saw it coming.
Kirby's just gonna boof everything.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Is it one big boof or is it a continuous boof?
It's like a long, ongoing, continuous reverse fart.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have to take this question to its logical conclusion. After he eats something, he spits it out as a star.
Yeah.
So after he sucks something up with his ass, does it come out as something other than a star?
Yeah, it's just shit.
Okay.
It's just like the poop emoji. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun and it's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like a wind tunnel. It goes in his mouth. It goes out his butt.
No.
It's up his butt.
No, his butt just sucks everything in. He's no longer the throat goat. He's just sucking everything with his ass.
You know what I'm thinking? Like Super Smash Bros. You suck them in, you do the little and then they come out, and then he's copying them. I'm just imagining Link from Legend of Zelda just getting sucked up Kirby's ass and then squeezed out, and then now he's got Link's little costume on. It's just.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I was coming up with
Yes, Austin.
Like when he does the sucking, his mouth gets really big. So like, does he just go like from his like cute little peak form to just like uber cheeked up?
Yes,
and then he comes back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that mental image, sir.
Yeah. Well, it was in my head, so I had to share it.
Well, Kirby's all now. He's gonna be like 3 lumps, so it's gonna be him, and then he's just gonna have like butt cheeks.
Cheeks, dude.
Oh, so just little cheeks.
Little cheeks, but they go blah, and they open up, and it sucks everything in.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I hate you,
Dan, save us.
You heard us, Nintendo, you cowards.
So, when we started talking about this discussion, I thought we were going to be doing something serious, I'm
not serious about this.
I set the tone.
And so I tried to think about, something reasonable. So I was like, well, Lara Croft is like, her only motivation is the fact that someone offed her dad. That's all she thinks about, like all of her inner dialogue, all of her nightmare, scenarios, everything. It's all about her dad. She needs to this woman needs grief counseling. Like, send her to grief counseling so she can just get over this and have a positive, fulfilled lifestyle where she can have meaningful relationships that she doesn't hijack instantly. She needs grief counseling.
What is the Life is Strange developer? What is that?
Don't Nod.
Don't Nod. Yeah, do Don't Nod Tomb Raider, where it's just Lara Croft going into multiple sessions of therapy.
There you go.
You know,
I mean,
I would play that.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's an episodic game right there. It's like grief session number 1. It's like, okay, we need to talk about this, and then she like relives all these scenarios. Yeah, let's do it.
No, but then you could still have the gameplay because she flashes back.
She's reliving these scenarios, so you got the gameplay, and then you come back to it.
It's a genius game idea. Yeah.
Somebody make that, please.
It's like Assassin's Creed, but it's her therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a game pitch right there.
Yeah.
And the end result, the end game, is that she actually like goes, like out and makes friends, and has a normal life.
Yeah.
Doesn't get stalked by supernatural Onis or whatever.
Mm-hmm. All right, Austin, that just leaves you. Anything come to mind for this question?
Yes, I also went with the more realistic version, or actual what I want, I should say. Sora.
Okay, hold on.
Shut up, Jonah.
I want Kirby to boof everything.
Is there a mute
We know
button
what
Jonah?
you want, but the rest of the world doesn't. Most of the world. Anyways,
Mateo's on board.
I was gonna say Sora from the Kingdom Hearts Chronicles or series, whatever you want to call it.
I like Kingdom Hearts Chronicles. That's nice.
He ages.
Yeah.
Like he clearly gets older, but his mindset does not change at all. I can change one thing. I want him to actually mature and not just be like completely stupid and naive the whole time. Like the newest game was just him being an idiot for hours. Like,
yep. Just no character development. Nothing.
It doesn't work.
He loves his friends. Yeah.
That's like that.
Especially with like they added so many like edgy worlds where like they were trying to be more like dark and spooky, and then it was like, no, he's still over here just being like, Kingdom Hearts is light. Like, bro.
Austin's out here like, I want to relate to Sora. I want him to be extremely depressed and sad, just like me.
And traumatized. Like, get with the times.
Are we secretly Are we secretly a Kingdom Hearts podcast? Because I think it might come up in just about every single episode.
Well, you shouldn't invite me if we don't want that.
Wait,
sadly.
Do we need Sora going to therapy as well in the new Kingdom Hearts?
They tease it. It's like a secret teaser, the Lara Croft one, where she's exiting her session and accidentally bumps elbows with the next guest, and you just see his spiky hair on the back of his head or whatever.
Hear just all of his zippers clanging.
Mickey and Goofy are in the lobby waiting.
Yeah, and the therapist, Dr. Eggman.
He's just twirling.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Wow.
It's a journey.
It's
a journey.
Well, thanks again, Wes, for the icebreaker question, and I'll see you all soon for the GGD list. All right, everyone, it is now time for another edition of the GGD list, which is our Video Game Hall of Fame, wherein we choose games to induct based on prompts provided by our community, which leads to some interesting results. So a quick update of our top 10. Starting from 10 and ascending, we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Sea of Stars, Jet Set Radio, Alan Wake 2, Titanfall 2, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, which hopefully that pick will be vindicated when that remake comes out later this year, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this game's awesome!" But we'll see. Ocarina of Time at number 3, Chrono Trigger in number 2, and Elden Ring at number 1. All right, so our prompt for this week is "I wish I knew how to quit you." Correct me if I'm wrong, Jonas. Does this come from tongue surgery? Am I making that up?
Believe so.
if I got our community member wrong on that one, hopefully I'll figure it out during a break and correct myself. And if I'm right, good job, my brain. But I wish I knew how to quit you. I'll kick us off here. Probably an obvious pick for me, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to finally nominate it. But I'm doing Monster Hunter World. I got into Monster Hunter probably seeing the game Monster Hunter 3 for Wii covered in like Nintendo Power. I just never heard of the series before, and I was just like, you could just get to fight dinosaurs with a giant sword. This sounds awesome, and just totally hooked from there. And well, that's actually not true. I skipped every game after that because they were all handheld exclusive. So I went from Monster Hunter 3 to Monster Hunter World. It just, lost my fucking mind that E3 when that trailer came out because they didn't say what it was. They just played a mysterious trailer, and my brothers and I are all just like, "Wait, no, it couldn't be. They'd never. Could it be?" And then we see the big wyvern jawblade greatsword and just start tearing our hair out and ripping our faces off over.
You and your brothers have big anime energy. That sounds like such an anime conversation.
Yeah. We literally were like on the edge of our seats, and then as soon as we saw that greatsword, we just erupted in screams. That was my first apartment with my wife, and she's in the other room just rolling her eyes at us. It's Monster Hunter is a notorious series for people, getting sucked in and spending thousands of hours. But Monster Hunter World specifically for me, I originally bought on PS4 because I had to play it immediately. And then it came out on PC, and I had other friends that wanted to play it that didn't have a PlayStation. So I just started a new character over. And, between my PS4 and my PC save, I'm pretty sure I'm pushing 1,000 hours in Monster Hunter World. Which is nothing compared to the amount of hours other people put into other games. But and it's just one of those games that maybe like once a year I'll just boot it back up, do some hunts, and man, so good. I don't even know if I wish I knew how to quit it because it's just too good. Probably like in my personal top 5 games of all time somewhere. Yeah, Monster Hunter. Just quickly, anybody else have any experience with Monster Hunter World?
I tried.
Very little.
I tried.
Yeah. The bounce off.
Yeah,
totally understand.
It's just that the onboarding on that game is rough. It's real rough, and
it's really bad because the onboarding in World is so much better than the older games, but it's still bad, and the older games are just terrible.
It caught on more this last time when I was playing with Steven. And Kaedhen, I think we played a couple of sessions together too.
Yeah.
It caught on a lot more. Yeah, it's like a you have to approach it like a slow fighting game almost. And I guess it all varies depending on the weapon you're using too.
Right, because some of the weapons have that slow, methodical Dark Souls thing, and then other weapons are like, I'm an anime character and I can fly through the sky. Yeah, cool. That's enough about Monster Hunter. I'll pass it to you, Mateo. What are you bringing for this prompt?
Ooh, I'm bringing a game that I've got a lot of hours in, but not quite 1,000. I think I'm sitting at like 3 something on this one. It is a game that I've been playing for a decade, I think, at this point, and I played it very heavily when it came out, and I've come back to it every single year since its release. The game is FTL, Faster Than Light. That game lives in my brain, and I will tell you, I was almost done with it. I almost was ready to quit it and move on to other things as my I don't know what to play game. And then I discovered that there's an unofficial patch for it called the Multiverse patch, and it adds in so many new things, just all kinds of ships and new encounters and a new story, and it's like an entirely new game, and I am back to putting hours into the game every week just about.
Community made mods that overhaul games like that are just incredible. Good shit.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, and the game is so good. Like the game is there's nice tactical stuff. There's story stuff. There's so many unlockables, and I'm such a sucker for unlocking every variety of ship, every single weapon you can unlock, every side story that you have to unlock. Love stuff like that. So yeah, FTL, man. FTL, the music itself, it should make it into our Gaiden top 10. I need to nominate it for that, honestly.
Yeah. Good pick. Yeah, shout out FTL. I feel like it somehow got like overshadowed by like Slay the Spire, giving like the credit to like the game that like kind of kickstarted and brought to like the general public like the whole idea of like a roguelite or a roguelike. But yeah, before Slay the Spire there was FTL. But yeah, Jonah, what have you got for us?
So I originally was thinking of like something more recent that I've been like really into, or that I used to like just like die hard play a lot, and I didn't like that answer, and so I was thinking towards something that's more recent that took me back to my childhood, which obviously it has to be the one game that I have put more hours into than any other game, and that's going to be Rock Band 3.
Ooh.
That's a good pick.
What were some of the mic drops his drink? Like he didn't expound upon that at all. Rock Band 3.
What are some of the big songs of Rock Band 3? Because I feel like the Rock Band games is all about like the songs they have. So what is it?
Rock Band 3 was like in Rock Band 1 and 2 you could buy more songs, but in Rock Band 3 they kind of had the iTunes approach where you could go buy a lot of new songs. So I ended up dropping like $40 and getting a bunch of extra songs. I had a bunch of Foo Fighters songs. I had I had so many other songs. I bought Cult of Personality by Living Colour. That song so good, dude. I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't think because it just came to me just now. But
no, that's fine. That's fine.
I played so much, like from like my sophomore year to senior year, and then parties afterwards. It was just Rock Band playing drums, guitar. I had the whole thing. I still have it. It's chilling in my garage right now. So,
oh man, an old school party with Rock Band going on a TV. Nothing's better than that, dude.
Yeah.
We need to get like a bonus episode where Austin just comes over to spend a day with you and just play Rock Band 3 in your garage.
I'd have to find an Xbox 360, but I think I do have my hard drive lying around. If I had a 360, I could just slap that thing in and play Rock Band.
I think people just use 360s as like doorstops now. There's probably one down the street.
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
They all got the red ring though, dude.
Yeah. Rock Band 3. All right, Austin, what have you brought for us today?
The game I thought of is all the way back from the PlayStation 2. It's The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I love that game, and I'd probably put it at the top of my list if I had to pick my favorite games of all time. And it took my favorite like books of all time, took my favorite gameplay of all time, smashed it together, didn't step on any toes. Like the storyline is like adjacent to where the books and the movies go, so it's really like just an add-on that's just fun. And then I've gone back to it every couple of years, and because of like emulators on PC, I can just boot it up without having to find my PS2 and just play through it. Cool. I've put a lot of hours, and then like that's one of those games that rewards you for grinding. So then I just sit there and fight the same dudes over and over again, just so I can just curb stomp the final boss.
Is this like RPG style?
Yeah. So it's a party based, party based, turn based, and that's one of the game styles that I look for every year. I'm like, they're gonna make something that's that good, right? No, there's never that thing. Like even like the new Final Fantasy, which is like crazy, everybody loves it. Yeah, it's still action party, not party.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. That's I only put it great. Good.
I was gonna say I only put it down as I wish I knew how to quit it because I want something to replace it, not because I wish it was gone.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me.
No, that's great. It's really awesome when you like every once in a while get like a licensed property game and it's like actually fucking good. You know? So that's a win. Deep cut.
It's not Gollum.
Not Gollum.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah.
No.
Dan, what have you brought for us, and is it Gollum?
It's not Gollum. So that was a close contender, funny enough.
Fair.
But I did know how to quit that one because I never started it. So, you know.
Hell yeah.
Safe.
No, so I thought about this one, and I was like, thinking about the different like game franchises out there that I've played or that are notable for games that just go on and on and on. And Civilization is one where like their whole stick is one more turn, and like you start playing that and you can just never put it down. That's not the game I brought though. There's games that have inspired the academic research into addictions like World of Warcraft. I didn't bring that game either. I didn't bring a game that comes like so often, like every single year is another grind. Call of Duty, FIFA, the baseball games, Assassin's Creed, none of those. No, I had to bring a game that has been current for over 14 years. It's been repackaged and sold so many different times on so many systems.
God.
It's on 9 different systems, including Alexa. You can play this game on Alexa. You can mod this game into anything you want. Totally brand new game. It's got to be Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I totally knew that's where you're going. Damn. Yeah, what a pick. Certainly a game of all time.
That's a heavy pick, dude.
But also, we also want to quit that game because we want a different game.
Exactly.
Please, Bethesda, make a good role-playing game with a modern engine. My gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of qualifiers there, Jonah. Not just a new Elder Scrolls, but a good Elder Scrolls with a modern engine. Yeah, no, I feel you there, Dad, because my first foray really into PC gaming and modding was Skyrim, and I think at one point I had like on a fresh install of Skyrim had like a playtime of like 80 hours of like just modding the game and experimenting with mods and not really actually playing the game.
Wow.
I have restarted that game and modded it so many different times. I actually replayed it. It's been about a year and a half ago, heavily modded, and I was like, I need to play this to completion because I've like done that only once in the like decade and a half or so that I've been playing this. This is one of those games that when I lived in Indonesia, I actually bought a pirated version of it because that's what I could get and played it. Then I did manage to actually buy and download through Steam a legal copy. And like it's one of my most played games on Steam before, like, and that was after I'd already played it through a whole bunch. So it is definitely a game that's like I put a ton of time into it. More than I'd like to admit. Excuse me. And I really would like to know how to quit this game.
It's interesting, it's kind of a testament to the game that there's people with like the same exact story where they just keep going back and playing Skyrim over and over again, but there are people that just play it vanilla on consoles, and I'm just like, what? What?
Yeah, how do you do that? What's wrong with you?
It's like, play through Skyrim again for the 10th time, vanilla. It's like, wow, okay. Whole world out there. Incredible pick. Glad to finally have Skyrim on the list.
That's a good pick. It was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah. So quick rundown. We have Skyrim, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, Rock Band 3, Fast and Light, and Monster Hunter World. Congratulations to our new inductees to the GGD list. Now it is time to brutally rank them. So you all each should have access to the GGD list here. We won't really go down the whole list because there's just so many of them now. We did the top 10 at the top, but we all kind of have to just go down the list and come to a consistency of where we're comfortable throwing these games on. So we'll just start here with Monster Hunter World. Does anybody have any strong thoughts about immediately anything that jumps out where you slot that baby in?
I think it's in the top half. I think that
that's what I was thinking too. I don't think it's top 10, but I think it's like up there.
You guys are so crazy.
I'm gonna say drop it in above Shadow of Mordor.
Let's see here. Shadow of Mordor is
little, not quite
18,
half, but it's close.
Right above Assassin's Creed 2?
So it'd be Mario Party 2, Monster Hunter World, Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, you want it to be 17.
I want it to be number 17.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking.
Like rip my shirt off and like beat my breast and like tear my hair if it's not higher than Mario Party 2. Like what?
I'm fine with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have no connection with Mario Party, so that's fine. I just didn't figure it would touch the sacredness of Pokemon Red and Blue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Steven's not here.
I'm happy to get it this high since I'm like the only one who really cares. But just so you guys know, like where my head is at, like looking at this like killer, like top 5: Elden Ring, Chrono Trigger, Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Pokemon Gold and Silver. For me, it's fucking number 1, dude. Like Monster Hunter World's just like over the top. But yeah, I'll slot it in. So
I mean, I gotta give Monster Hunter World props too, because it was like the first game in the resurgence of Capcom just hitting home run after home run after home run of like all their games. It was like the first step.
It was the beginning of the golden age.
Yeah.
Kaedhen, I could be talked into higher than 16.
No. I think if Steven were here, he would just. Well, Steven's not here. What do you guys think?
But you know what? Steven is a fan, so I would say I would.
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah,
a bigger fan than he's the Pokemon guy.
Yeah, but he's not here, so let's put it at 15. Fuck Pokemon Red and Blue.
I'm fine with that. Like I was just starting. Like I picked that as kind of like a starting point, and I figured we could negotiate from there.
I'd put it above Helldivers.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it above the original Final Fantasy.
We reached the Final Fantasy 7 wall. So
it's going at 14.
Going at 14, it seems.
I love that.
And that's only because it's such a brick wall to get into that game. Like,
and
Monster Hunter World is a good game. It's just so hard to get into.
And now Kaedhen just needs to bring someone that's a big Monster Hunter World fan on for our next GGD Dlist.
Yeah. I think that person's name might be Ryan Stabile. Let's see. All right, moving on. We have FTL. What do you guys think here?
I've heard Mateo talk so much about this game.
Stellar reputation.
I've heard nothing but great things about this game. I have never touched it. I don't even know what kind of game it is. I know it's a roguelike.
Let me put where my head's at. I think it doesn't make top 10. I don't think that it is a better game for the masses than anything that we've got in the top 10 list.
Okay.
Yeah. Weirdly, it's like I feel exactly the same about what we just did with Monster Hunter World. Like I just throw it like right above or below Monster Hunter World.
I think it's somewhere in there. I think it's right around Monster Hunter World. I don't have a preference on whether it's above or below.
Okay, here's my question: is it more accessible than Monster Hunter World? Is it easier to get into?
Yeah.
I would
I'd say so. Probably.
Then
well tutorialized.
Yeah, let's put it above Monster Hunter World.
I'm fine with that. I think that's a good spot for it.
And sorry,
our 10 is getting pretty strong now. It's so hard to be like, yes, this game goes in the top 10.
Just our resident JRPG aficionado, just checking the temperature. Any chance FTL gets over OG Final Fantasy 7? Just check. I had to ask.
I don't think it does. What do you think, Austin?
I feel like FTL just didn't get the hype that Final Fantasy.
Yeah, cult classic.
Yeah. There's just so much nostalgia wrapped around it that it's got its own little protection barrier.
The inkling of like the game that Austin might use his power of repositioning on later on in the episode.
I would too. I want to know what I'm going to do too.
Yeah.
See, the problem is we already talked about Kingdom Hearts, and I see something on this list.
That's disturbing.
Yeah. You're talking about the number 29 greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Out of all the games made, 29 is pretty good,
Right.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Rock Band 3. Very interested to hear what you guys think about this one. Like automatically, I guess it runs into the Final Fantasy VII wall. So
our only similar game that I see on this list is actually Mario Party 2. That's the other like party style game.
Play Rock Band 3.
And I would put it above Mario Party 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See,
not that I've played either one.
I'm thinking like soundtrack wise, and like I know it's keeping pace with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push for at least 10, but that's me.
It doesn't offend me personally because like obviously I don't think Rock Band 3 is like better than like Monster Hunter World or whatever, but I also don't think Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is better than Monster Hunter World, so it doesn't make a difference.
That's the problem here is this list keeps getting mixed up a bit.
Yeah.
Chaos, baby.
Don't I don't feel like it belongs above Final Fantasy VII or like Borderlands 2. I don't think Tony Hawk belongs up there either, but you know.
Oh, poor Steven, man. He's getting trashed on
this. No, like I'm sure it's a great game, but like yeah, I don't know.
Austin, I need your help, bro. I know you're a rhythm game guy.
I am a rhythm game guy. I was, however, a Guitar Hero guy, so that kind of pushes me into the wrong boat.
The betrayal.
But
okay, listen. I don't like the Rock Band guitar. The Guitar Hero guitar is far better. So all of my Rock Band has been played on Guitar Hero guitars.
Here, Jonah. Here's what I can offer you. I can offer you 14 FTL, 15 Monster Hunter World, 16 Rock Band 3. That's about where my head's at.
Final Fantasy 7 wall. Yeah. Because you go up the list and it's like better than that, better than that, better than that, and then you hit Final Fantasy 7. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. I really feel like we need to move Final Fantasy 7 more than anything. Because it's like
Final Fantasy 7
it's that low is because I fucking hate Final Fantasy 7. So I keep putting games. Sorry.
What is that dude's name in One Punch Man that he's staying purposely like a low rank so he can filter out people from getting to the higher rank? I forget.
That's so funny. I haven't even seen that.
That's what our Final Fantasy 7's doing here.
yeah, exactly. It's an important role. So yeah, I mean, so Austin and Dan, if you guys start going down the list from Final Fantasy 7, is there like anything that you're like Rock Band 3 can't be better than that, or is
no?
So are we good with 14 Finals or Rock Band 3?
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
At 14,
it's so funny that like.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pokemon Red and Blue, but like that's more of the Pokemon genre that's drawing me into those specific games.
Sure. If someone broke into my house right now and said you have to play this game, and they gave me the option of Pokemon Red or Rock Band 3. I'm going with Rock Band 3.
Oh, yeah.
3. Yeah.
You're saying I get to listen to awesome music and play the freaking Rock Band drums? Hell yeah, dude.
Hold a gun in my head.
I mean, at that point, dude.
Like, Rock Band 3 brought, like, the pro instruments. They had, like, the keyboard, which I'm going to start there because it's, like, the weakest one is the keyboard. So they had the keyboard instrument, and then they had the pro guitar, which I don't know like what exactly it was. It was a weird guitar thing. But then they also introduced pro drums, which gave you cymbals that you had to hit specific cymbals for, and like turn the regular drums into like the actual toms and whatnot on the drums. And it offered an extra plugin for another bass pedal, so you could do double bass if you wanted to.
Oh, sick.
And like just creating like this full drum kit, electronic drum kit to play Rock Band was so sweet.
Hell yeah! I mean, you sold us. I think
I'll settle for 14. I'm happy with that.
All right, cool. Was that you trying to upsell us to a higher point? I just was like,
no, I didn't. You're right. I kind of just said Rock Band 3 and dropped the mic. I didn't really explain what was like so hype about it. And like, going from Rock Band 2 to Rock Band 3, having like the extended set list and then having the better instruments was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's games on this list where if I had to play them right now, I'd just be like, no, thank you. And Rock Band 3 is one of them. I mean, it's not one of them. Sorry. I'm totally down for
that.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm down with it. All right. So, moving on to The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. You got to help us out here with this one, Austin. You're our guiding hand here. We rely on your...
Okay, I'm also going to fight for this game because this game rules. My buddy and I, we played it a lot on his Xbox. This game was so cool. I will say it is one of the hardest turn-based RPGs ever. It is so brutally hard.
Okay. So let's set level then. Jonah, is it better than Sea of Stars?
No.
Okay.
Chrono Cross. Better than Chrono Cross?
I don't think I've played Chrono Cross.
Better than
I'd be down to play that over Borderlands 2.
I definitely would, and I love both of those games. Borderlands 2 is one of my top on my list.
I'd be okay at 12.
You both don't seem perturbed by the Final Fantasy VII wall when it comes to the Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
I don't.
Accurate?
No.
Okay,
they're in the
Caden. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't care about Final Fantasy VII. It's just another. It's just another 3 letters on the list to me.
Sure.
See, FF7 is complicated for me because, like Kaedhen was just saying, there are certain games on this list that if you told me that I had to play them, I just would not want to. And Final Fantasy VII might be one of those. It's a very dated game. It's an old game.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I put Lord of the Rings farther down is because the graphics are not great. That's the only thing holding it back. Gameplay is great,
but like
Final Fantasy VII graphics and gameplay are bad.
So in Final Fantasy VII, you can change Cloud's sword, right?
Yes.
In OG, you can change a sword. Now in Lord of the Rings: Third Age, you can change their armor, and it shows. You can change their weapons, and it shows. You can change out the different characters and gear them up differently, and it shows.
Jonah, in Final Fantasy VII, you can dress Cloud up in a dress, and he can be a pretty lady, and you have to do that to infiltrate.
Or you could just be a pretty lady and kick ass.
Yeah. She's the best character in the game.
She is the best character in the game.
Not to mention, there's evil mode, which lets you play as the bad guys.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, it's probably why you had difficulties with it, because when you beat evil mode, you get to save it to your save file, and you get free items out of it. Some of them are very strong. They completely change the game.
So number 10?
Yeah, so...
Above Tony Hawk?
I would put it above Tony Hawk.
I'll put... I'm okay with that. It's not breaching Sea of Stars.
And we got a new top 10. That's crazy.
That was me channeling my Steven. Wait. Because I was brought on to replace him, I guess. Not that anyone can replace him.
Oh, yeah, Dan, weren't you supposed to be doing like an Australian accent the entire time?
Yeah.
I thought about that and decided I didn't want to get a hate crime.
Steven's got some serious work to do. He's gonna hate that he missed this up. You're gonna have to let him choose the next guest and rig it and everything. All right.
We haven't even gotten to when Austin and I start fiddling.
Okay, Dan, we're down to it.
Skyrim.
The legend, Skyrim.
32.
This one, this has the potential to get really up there, maybe even in the top 5. We're not messing around on the Final Fantasy VII wall.
So, my perspective, of course, is that it is one of the best games of all time. But I also recognize that my gaming breadth is much narrower than many of you. I've never played Chrono Trigger, Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, Pokemon Gold, Silver, Alan Wake 2, but as I look at this list, I think of I look at Elden Ring, for example. Elden Ring is a Dark Souls that decided to take Skyrim's open world. Like,
yeah,
it has DNA from what Skyrim did. Now, Skyrim didn't necessarily pioneer all of that, but it shook the world with what it was. And Elden Ring continues that legacy. I don't think it belongs above Elden Ring, but I think it belongs way up on the list. It's also worth noting it is a highly popular game to this day, 13 years later after release, and it is on 9 different consoles or places you can play. Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many times have they re-released this and been like, "Hey, we're selling Skyrim again," and everyone's like, "Here's my money."
Okay, so I've got a quick question, and this can be a for or against factor for it. It's just a question. Are we looking at Skyrim in the lens of having mods? Because I feel like it is a drastically different game if we are looking at it just base Skyrim. Because every game on this list, we're looking at it base game.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I realize I'd subconsciously been thinking of Skyrim with mods. So.
I think even vanilla Skyrim ranks high. I'll tell you where my head's at. I think that, as Kaedhen has said previously on this podcast, Ocarina of Time is punching above its weight class currently, and I would be willing to give Skyrim the number 3 spot and get Ocarina of Time moved down the list.
Get out of there.
So here's my thought, and I 100% agree, Jonah, that yes, like mods have carried this game for a very long time.
Yeah.
We also have to recognize that the fact that it is moddable is part of what makes this game, continues to make this game great. However, even at its release, like we remember, well, I do at least, and I suspect we all remember the trailer when it came out of this dude just hoofing it through this like Norse like wilderness, like in the snow, and he's facing this dragon. And then he does something that, like, we're all like, what the heck was that? And he does this shout at the dragon. And you're like, what is that? And then we play this game built around getting these shouts and expanding it. It was totally new. And so I think I think it is, yes.
There were multiple shouts in that game, because I only got the one where you could launch people, and what shout do you need besides that one? That's the only shout you needed, dude.
Is there a mechanism for kicking someone off the podcast mid-show?
There was one shout, Dan.
Yeah, recounting that story, Dad, you're causing me to wax nostalgic and reach into the recesses of my mind in my first playthrough of Skyrim, and that shit slapped, dude. It was
I'm okay with it dethroning like Ocarina of Time. I look at this list of how I would currently feel about a lot of these games. I try to take a lot of my nostalgia goggles off. I think about Rock Band 3 more so as I am more into music now than I was as a teenager, and that's my appreciation for Rock Band 3. But I mean, yeah, you can take it off, kick Ocarina of Time down. That's fine. My personal opinion, I mean,
you can fight for Ocarina of Time if you want.
I bring it down. I'd rather play like something like Titanfall 2 over.
I think Skyrim goes top 10 though, right? Like that's that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That seems good. Yeah.
I did say I have never played Ocarina of Time. I 100% know what that game is, because it is, and it came out way further back.
Yeah.
Because of how how iconic it is. So yeah, I think I might feel a little bit weird if it got put there. I think it has, excuse me, the DNA or the strength to hold definitely top 5, maybe top 10. But I don't know. But I mean, what's this Paper Mario thing?
Right. Nobody on the podcast has played that except for me, and I pitched it so fucking hard I got it to number 4. So
we've got what, 10 days until the remake comes out.
It's gonna be so sad if that game comes out and people are like, "This shit is old and aged and sucks." Yeah, I mean, with no one else on the podcast with any attachment to Thousand Year Door, we could temporarily slot it there at number 4. Does anyone want to fight for it to be lower?
Okay, I want to state I'm not fighting for it to be I'm not fighting for Ocarina of Time. I don't care if it goes. I'm saying I would rather play games that are farther down the list more than Skyrim.
But it's the answer to that question.
I'm also just a Skyrim hater, I
got you. I'm sitting over here trying to do the opposite of taking the nostalgia goggles off. I have to try to put them back on.
Yeah.
Because to me, Skyrim feels like the horse the dead horse that they will not stop beating.
Oh my gosh!
I loved the game when it first came out, and then it's been on my list of top games, and then just every couple of years it just keeps dropping down
because they won't stop.
They won't stop remaking it, releasing it, putting on a different console, and that's my
which
bias
is why
pushing it away from where it belongs. But
which is why it belongs in the. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Right,
that is true.
It's Todd Howard's.
You want to quit? Give us something new.
Mateo, is there any? Can you give us some guidance here
on where it should
this?
Go?
If it should be above Rock Band 3 or not?
I think it does go above Rock Band 3.
Yeah.
I think it's just.
I was just okay. So the reason why I brought up Rock Band 3 is because I said I brought Rock Band on as a game that I played a lot as a kid. I was talking about taking my nostalgia goggles off for these games in this list.
Sure.
Rock Band 3 is a perfectly placed game on our list. That's fine. I like it at 15. I'm saying I'm looking at our top 10 right now, and I'm Titanfall 2, Alan Wake 2, Jet Set Radio, Sea of Stars, The Lord of the Rings. I'd rather play all of those games above Skyrim. Yeah. That's just me. I know everyone here has good opinions about Skyrim.
Sure.
Don't let me be the only one bringing it down, but
let's start there. Then Mateo, do you go higher than Pro Skater 2?
I go if we're not getting to the number 3 spot, because I don't care about the number 3 spot. I would put it at number 5. Because I think that Pokemon games are very good Pokemon games. I think that they fall off a little bit when you start thinking of them is this a good RPG story that's being told by these games? I think the gameplay does. I think the gameplay does a lot of heavy lifting in Pokemon games.
Yeah,
for sure.
And even that's starting to fall off.
Yeah.
So
Steve's furious over in Australia right now.
Also, if we're looking at it at number 5, do you have any tweaks you'd make to that?
Taking out bias and taking out not having played Paper Mario. Honestly, I would put it in spot 7 because I feel like
squeeze it in there.
Just squeeze it in there because Skyrim's a really good game. It's got its own issues, but it's got its own pluses. But I feel like just going down the list, Titanfall 2 is where I'd hit a point where I'd be or I should say going up the list. Titanfall 2 would be the point where I'd be I would not put that over that.
Yeah, I think
Titanfall 2 just has, it's got so much story, graphics, gameplay, multiplayer. It has so much going for it. It feels like more of a complete game than Skyrim, because like we were talking about earlier, the mods change Skyrim so much that it's almost not a full game in some ways, and it's also in other ways it's way more than a full game because it's an RPG.
Danner, would you be happy at 7 underneath Titanfall 2?
I just want to point out, you said a lot of good things about Titanfall 2, but what Titanfall 2 does not have is Ayla the Huntress
sequel. Boom.
Or Tirana the Vampire. I mean, come on now. We got ladies in
Skyrim. You know what else doesn't have a sequel, Mateo? Skyrim.
So we're talking about putting it at number 7 above Alan Wake. See, okay, I kind of feel like, 4 and 5 really need to be down below 6 and 7. So like Paper Mario, Pokemon, drop those down below Titanfall and Alan
That's the
Wake.
problem. Is like it's so subjective. Right everything is completely out of order. Yeah. So.
Well, it's a good thing you guys got your wild card picks after we ranked these games.
Right. Yeah. I would say below Titanfall 2 at number 7. Yeah, it's fair.
Not perfect,
it's a 7 10. Game now. It's just world, but it's a 7 at best now.
Well, we freaking did it. We ranked Skyrim.
Here we go.
Time will tell.
That was hard.
That was really fun. That's probably the hardest game we've ranked, to be honest. Yeah, and only probably because it's in the context of 30 other games. So.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I was assuming that you chose that one last on purpose, Kaedhen, just because you knew how difficult that one was going to
be. Okay, so now we have to give Dan and Austin the honor of rearranging the list here. Austin, I'm just gonna, for no reason, let you go first. You can pick any one game on the entire list and put it anywhere else on the list. The choice is yours.
So much power.
Jonah specified earlier that it couldn't be one that we put on the list today, though.
Indeed, that is correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify. So we can't grab our baby and throw it at the top.
Exactly. Little Wing's Third Age, greatest game of all time.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. Dan likes to take his babies and throw them.
He must be a Mishima from Tekken.
Personal opinion, but also I think taking one for the team. I think I want to move Paper Mario.
Sure.
I've played those games before, and they are very fun, but I don't think they're that high, and it's creating a weird barrier.
They're not all the same, though.
I know, but I'm just saying.
You can't feel like House of Your Door based on Paper Mario for Super NES.
I know, and I'm not saying you're wrong.
For the team business. You're all team anti Thousand Year Door. What?
The team, except for Kaedhen.
I'm undecided.
I'm not trying to pick any fights or anything, but I just feel like
you're fine. You're fine. I get it.
It's kind of up there with some of the games where it's like the gameplay is just not exciting enough. It had its
glory day in the hot sun.
Yeah. I have figured out his tactic, Kaedhen. If he moves it down out of the top 10, he gets Lord of the Rings back into the top 10.
That was part of my thought process, but I wasn't going to admit it.
So the question,
it was a happy coincidence.
How low does it go?
It's not super low.
It's the Final Fantasy VII wall, isn't it?
I think in this list, with how weird it is,
Bump Up Rock Band.
I would put it. What?
Bump Up Rock Band.
Honestly, I was gonna put it between Rock Band 3 and FTL.
Okay.
Wow. Is that your final answer?
Unless somebody can argue a point that makes it a better choice.
It's your choice. It's your pick, bro. It's your pick.
I think that's where I'm going to put it.
All right.
Holy shit.
I was never invited back again.
You see here, Paper Mario. Thousand Year Door.
Wow.
Number 16. Yeah. Damn. What a hit. We're down.
All right.
That was a lot of spots. Yeah.
Whew. All right. I'm really I'm recovering. Dan.
All right.
What is your pick?
Okay. So I got to be honest. The first few times I've listened to you guys doing this GGD list, I totally thought it was just a troll because I was like, you guys got to be crazy to put some of these games where they are.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to hear that you guys are a little more serious about this. But, I feel like the serious gamers out there know what's really good.
Genesis, the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin needs to be bumped up.
Yeah, no. So this week I was actually I went and got a haircut, and the lady that I was talking to who cuts my hair, the thing that we talk about is her Kingdom Hearts playthrough.
Yo,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Shit. I'm so excited.
Don't do it, Dan.
So, looking at this
Where
list,
does it go?
I gotta say that it 100% belongs right there at the bottom of the list. In fact, it doesn't belong on the list.
I should have known. I should have known.
Holy shit. Guys.
So instead, Dan's gonna move Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts up to number 10.
No, I can't remember who's the one who loves the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
That was me,
Jonah.
That's you, and Kingdom Hearts is Steven?
Yeah, and I've the entire time I have kept Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts just above Kingdom Hearts and kept Kingdom Hearts at the bottom.
No, okay, we're gonna be serious though here. Looking at this, I have tried to play Pokemon games and I just do not see them being in the top 10. So I think Pokemon Gold Silver needs to move down.
Oh God, no!
How far down are we moving it?
In seriousness, I don't know if I have the guts to knock it all the way out of the top 10 because there's some people who love.
Hey, Dan,
yes, sir.
You have all the power in the world. You can move it wherever you want.
Let's see. Okay. I haven't played Jet Set Radio, but I've heard good things about it. Let's see. Sea of Stars. Yeah. I am going to move it down to 13. No, 13. Yeah. So I want Borderlands 2 above it.
Oh, so you want it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
The Rings of Third Age, number 9 greatest game of all time.
I know. I'm so excited.
Yo, there's a silver lining here to the massacre of Steven. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, top 10.
Oh, got back up there. Let's go.
Holy shit, dude. This was wild, man. Oh my God.
My heart rate's up, dude. I'm like, ooh, I needed like a little boy to come fan me with a palm frond. This is like.
What are you even saying?
Why do you think Kaedhen had a kid? He just wanted to have a child slave.
He's my palm frond slave, yeah.
Oh my God.
My cup boy.
Oh my goodness.
Damn. Okay, so I think we should at least, with the context of the games that were nominated, I think, give the new ranking. So I think that's Monster Hunter World down at 18. So we'll go from there. So the new ranking is at 18, Monster Hunter World. 17, FTL. 16, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. 15, Rock Band 3. 14, Final Fantasy 7. 13, Pokemon Gold and Silver. 12, Borderlands 2. 11, Chrono Cross. 10, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Congratulations. Number 9, Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. Number 8, Sea of Stars. Number 7, Jet Set Radio. Number 6, Alan Wake 2. Number 5, Skyrim. Number 5, Titanfall 2. Number 3, Top 3 Untouched, Ocarina of Time. Number 2, Chrono Trigger. Number 1, Elden Ring. Damn.
Man, you guys cleaned up that top 10. You guys cleaned up that top 10.
Also, Final Fantasy 7 is now lower by like at least one spot, so that's pretty good.
Holy cow. Oh, and Kingdom Hearts is still at the bottom. It's number 2.
Yeah. Just focus on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Good luck to us on the next GGD Dlist. We need to toss more games on here.
Yeah, once this starts to like get up to 50 plus, this is going to be a nightmare. All right. Well, congratulations, everyone. We did it. We ranked some games, and we'll be back in just a second. All right, folks. It is now time for the pitch, where a handful of us panelists will have 2 minutes to make an elevator pitch for a game we've been playing to try to convince the rest of us to buy the game or not. Without knowing what the game is, this week we have Dan approaching the pitcher's mound. Jonah, do you have a timer to count down for him?
I do have a timer. Go ahead and count him down.
All right, Dan. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay, so I am bringing to you a pixel junk dungeon crawler. In this game, you start with your sword and board combat, but almost immediately you realize that you have to manage your stamina while also watching your enemies for key frames to block, and timing your attack so that when they're not in the right stance, you can get extra damage. You can eventually even have riposte, and there are weak spots to pay attention to as well. As you go through this dungeon, there are potions to buff you. You'll be able to loot some gold and eventually unlock a skill tree with extra armor as loot. And it's a roguelite. But in the event that you do take an arrow to a knee, which is a death screen, you can go back and get revenge. Enemies include zombies, imps, mermaids, corrupted priests, minotaurs, cockatrices, coal golems, fairies, headless horsemen, corrupted mages, and the Easter Bunny.
Oh,
why not, right?
Yeah,
always wanted to kill the Easter Bunny.
Can you find out what is the cause of the dark evils invading this kingdom? Take up your sword, take up your shield, and delve in. And if you're good, you can unlock the witch.
30 seconds.
Nice. And there's also the mercenary with his double daggers.
Oh,
you can have it all in this game. Do you want to play it?
Damn, leaving 20 seconds on the table.
It almost just like sounded like you were describing like a roguelite 2D Dark Souls. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Stamina, riposte. I mean, that's what life's all about, you know?
I'm in, dude. This sounds cool. It's is it 2D side scrolling or is it 2D top down?
It is it's 2D side scrolling.
Okay.
Basically.
Oh, interesting. Because I was thinking, yeah, like top down, like old school Zelda or something.
Yeah. That's what I had in mind, but
it's very much
I mean, you could just call it a Metroidvania if you want. Just throw that in there if you want.
Yeah,
Metroidvania, roguelite. Yeah,
it misses some of the elements that a Metroidvania would have, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, are you still in then, Jonah? Side scrolling.
Yeah. We'll
cool.
Give it a go.
What do you think, Mateo?
I'm a little
noted lover of roguelites. Right?
I am a noted lover of roguelites. I worry about timing based things just because I've realized that like my timing's just gone terribly in my old age. Old and decrepit now. If it's as easy as Sea of Stars, which actually has some really good feeling timing mechanics in it, I'm probably in.
Yeah. Okay. And that just leaves Austin. What do you think?
The description would normally I'd be like, yeah, totally in, but the play, what I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's oversaturated. That type of game there's just so much. I would probably buy it just because I'm a sucker for those games, but I'd be really closely watching the time for that refund just in case. Because there's a lot of those that I start that I'm just like, it's almost there, but it's not quite.
Yeah,
not quite it, because there's just so many versions of that game out right now.
Yeah.
I'm just a little worried.
All right, Dan, what have we bought?
All right, you have bought Deep Dungeons of Doom. It is an indie game from 2014. I have no idea how I ended up with this game in my Steam library, but I found it one day and I was like, I'll download it, sure. And I started playing it, and it's very
cursed copy.
Unlike a Metroid, right? Oh my gosh, no. Unlike a Metroidvania, you have the progression like into the dungeons very linear. It's literally vertical. You start in the first room. It's you and an enemy, and you can fight them. And then if you win, you can go down to the next room and fight them. And then as you go through the dungeon, there are priests who can heal you or give you a blessing. There's loot, and then if you die, you get a chance to. There's different kill screens, but you get a chance to get revenge, where you can try the whole dungeon again and potentially get your stuff back.
So is it like a boss rush kind of game, or are you fighting like multiple enemies each level?
There's a single enemy in each level, as far as I can tell, and they ratchet up the difficulty as you go.
This game is very well reviewed.
You've unlocked an insane memory for me, Dan. Do you guys know the Ouya?
Was this an Ouya game?
A Raspberry Pi, gonna change the world of video. My dad fucking drank the Kool-Aid on that. He bought 2 Ouyas, and it's all just Android, the Google Play or Apple Store games or whatever. The Ouya had Deep Dungeons of Doom on it. I looked at these screenshots. I was like, I played this game. Where did I play this game? Damn! Now I need to revisit. It's time for the go back.
You gotta hit up your dad and see if he's still got the Ouya.
Power up that Ouya, dude.
Ouya.
Yeah, you gotta.
Ouya.
Ouya.
That's what they should have called the Ouya.
Yeah, it's an interesting little game. I'm not saying I love it, but I've dabbled with it a couple of times and had fun. And again, my timing and ability to read enemies is not great, so I kind of die quickly. But it's pretty fun. So,
dude,
and the fact that it was in my library, I was like, cool. Sure.
This game sounds
also. I like that. The pixel art's cool.
Yeah, it's also $5.
I was about to say it's cheap as hell on Steam.
Yeah, and I was looking at the publishers. These publishers are crazy interesting. So here we go. Hang on, let me pull them up. They have
to be crazy. They signed their game on the Ouya.
Right. Well, yeah. There's that. Where's their?
I don't think anybody signed their game on the Ouya. I think the Ouya.
So their most recent game is a game. Their most recent game is a game called I Am Fish.
Oh.
But they have a cat dating sim as well.
Nice. Okay.
So they're kind of all over the place, but and go watch the announcement trailer for the cat dating sim. It is a trip. It is
Dan, you have to tell us the name of this cat dating sim because it's pretty good.
I can't find it at the moment.
You know it, Mateo?
Yeah, I do know it. It's called Perfect Date.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So anyway, there it is. Perfect Date, the visual novel / dating simulator from 2017. It was on the front end of that wave.
I know what Austin's downloading tonight.
He's downloading it right now, dude.
And then they've got a game about a child displaced by war. They're all over the place.
Yeah, they just shotgun. Something's gonna stick.
But
great visual novel.
They must have some fun brainstorming sessions over there.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, if you know how to make all sorts of different games, you're eventually gonna make a crazy, interesting game.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep, absolutely.
And they did it in 2017 with a Perfect Date.
Yeah.
But was it a perfect game?
Oh my god.
You'll have to get some pause on that and tell us later.
Oh.
Yep.
Take it. Get us out of here. Get us out of here.
Sorry.
Get us out of here.
It's time for the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, for no reason in particular, Mateo, can you please give me your favorite adjective? Or just the one that comes to mind?
Ooh, sticky.
Okay. Dan, can you please give me your favorite animal or one that comes to mind?
Who?
Dan.
I love that you didn't even acknowledge that he was gone.
Please, Austin, your favorite animal.
Edgy wolf. Like wolves.
An edging wolf?
No. I was thinking about being normal, and I was like, no, let's go edgy. Let's go with wolves.
Edgy wolf.
You gotta put edgy wolf there. You can't. It's gotta be the edgy wolf.
Okay, we got it. All right,
remember
it's now time.
Social skills.
Yep. It is now time for the game. This
I don't
week,
get to put anything. Oh, fuck.
Sorry, bro. I only needed 2 things. Our game this week is called Are Any of These Real or Not? Weapons Edition. You all now find yourselves on the same team called the Sticky Edgy Wolves. Jonah, can you please supply me with a battle cry for the Sticky Edgy Wolves? Or like, what are the cheerleading things? A slogan or a... you know what I'm trying to say.
I can give you a battle cry. It'll be...
Yeah, let's go. Oh, okay. So now Mateo, Austin, and Jonah, please go. Oh, all together now. All right. The way this game will work is I will give you all of you at once as a team a multiple choice question. I will name you a video game series and list 4 weapons from that series, and you have to decide which one is the real one out of the fakes. So I will give you a minute to discuss, and of course we'll cut it short early if you devise the answer. So let me get a timer set up here, and then we'll kick it off.
Oh man, I'm scared. I wonder what series Kaedhen picked.
Yeah. Okay. Sticky Edgy Wolves. The first game. You guys are such great sports.
We have everyone we get right. We have to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Kingdom Hearts series is up first.
Okay, I'm ready.
The choices are. Please hold your answer till the discussion phase. A. Oathbreaker. B. Crab Claw. C. Jungle Boogie. Or D. Last Wish. These are all Keyblades. You now have 1 minute to discuss.
I think it's the Crab Claw, because I think we talked about it previously on an episode of the podcast fairly recently.
See, I thought that was the name for the Little Mermaid one. And I was thinking Oathbreaker was the swerve, because I think it's like Oathkeeper or something like that. I think he just changed the name.
Yeah.
Ooh. I have no Kingdom Hearts experience, so I would default to you two.
So
I could be wrong.
I'm thinking it is the Little Mermaid Crab Claw. I'm gonna lock it in.
Wait, we're trying to guess which one's wrong.
No, we're trying to guess which one's right.
One's real. Yeah.
Oh, which one's real?
One is real.
My bad. I had the whole thing backwards.
Same, actually.
So time is up. What is your answer?
I'm gonna lock in Crab Claw. I think it's the Crab Claw.
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. It is the Crab Claw. Jonas missed it. It was a callback. Yeah, shout out to the server Steven got us on a game with the Crab Claw, so had to do the callback. All right, the next game series is The Legend of Zelda. It's your time to shine, Jonah.
Ooh.
Your choices are A. Divine Arrows, B. Fire Wand, C. Gale Boomerang, or D. Korok Nuts. I couldn't even get it out.
What did you say?
Korok Nuts.
Korok Nuts. Got it.
Those are all
opposed to Deku Nuts.
Wait,
only one of them is real.
Okay, you have 1 minute to discuss.
I don't know any of these.
I thought Divine Arrows is what you use to fight Ganon in the end fight of one of the games, but
no.
Other than that, I don't.
Can you read them off again for me? It was
A. Divine Arrows. B. Fire Wand. C. Boomerang. I can't even do it. D. Korok Nuts. C was Gale Boomerang. I couldn't say it.
Gale Boomerang?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
19 seconds.
I think he's trying to throw me off with the fire wand, because there is like a fire wand. but the Gale boomerang is the boomerang in Twilight Princess.
Boomerang, lock it in.
Lock it in.
All right.
Time's up.
The Gale boomerang.
Ding, 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 ding. You're correct. I was throwing you off with light arrows, fire rod, and
fire rod. Why is that so funny to you, dude?
I'm just imagining the little Koroks, the guys with a couple of nuts, just kind of like how a cat has a little nuts.
We're sitting over here confused. He's got this little image in his head that's just killing him.
Okay, for a little Easter egg, you need to put a Korok in all of our thumbnails with the little nuts.
Yeah.
You're forward.
Okay, are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Are you?
I don't know if you guys are like this, but I just hit a point if it gets late enough for bedtime. I just lose it. I just can't do it anymore.
Iron turns into loopy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The next series is Halo.
Oh.
All right.
I have no use here.
A. Watcher Beam. B. Cinder Shot. C. Needle Driver. Or D. Flame Launcher.
It's the Cinder Shot.
It's Cinder Shot, right?
Ding, 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 ding. It's the Cinder Shot. All right. Next up is Destiny.
Oh
no. All of these are named goofily.
All right. A. Ace of Hearts. B. Falcon Moon. C. Yallerhorn. Or D. White Spindle.
It's the Ace of... Oh. No, that's the Ace of Spades.
You have 1 minute to discuss.
Oh. He threw me off because there is an Ace of Spades, which was Cade 6's gun.
Yeah.
Read them off.
That's the only one I knew.
Read them off for me one more time.
Ace of Hearts, Falcon Moon, Yallerhorn, and White Spindle.
It's B or D, right? It's got to be B or D.
Yeah, it's got to be B or D, unless he's saying Gallahorn wrong.
It sounds like he's saying
You're saying Yallerhorn wrong. Which probably gives us that chance.
The Destiny team and the community call it Gallahorn, so
that's just a mispronunciation.
That's what they call it. Anyway. So I'm gonna go with the Yallerhorn.
I love how you thought that I was trying to throw you off by mispronouncing.
They call it the Gallahorn in the game. The community managers, the devs, they all call it the Gallahorn.
You're wrong. You're wrong. I'll look into this. I'll get the correct pronunciation.
You're a GIF guy, aren't you?
Someone call it Peter Dinklage as how it's pronounced.
I'm not even a GIF guy. Anyway, the throw-offs were Ace of Spades, Hawk Moon, and Black Spindle. So there you go. All right, next up, Devil May Cry.
Hold on.
I hate it.
Wow. It's time to fill your dark souls with light. So Devil May Cry quote. All right. A. Power Edge. B. Sin Scissors. C. Blitzblade. Or D. Red Queen. You have 1 minute.
Dude, I haven't played enough Devil May Cry to know.
I haven't played since the first game, dude.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's go for the power bottom, right? That was A.
I thought we were power edging, so I got distracted right there.
The power edging wolves. 30 seconds.
List them off for me one more time.
Power Edge, Sin Scissors, Blitzblade, and Red Queen.
Red Queen sounds the most like a real weapon from a game.
I'm gonna say Red Queen.
Ding, 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 ding. You're correct, sirs. Power Edge is a shitty made-up version of Force Edge. Sin Scissors is actually an enemy, and Blitzblade is actually two enemies, Blitz and Blade. So Red Queen was like really the only actual weapon. So nice work. Next series is God of War. Okay, A is Typhon's Bane, B, Chains of Olympus, C, Hammer of Hades, and D, Bow of Artemis. You have 1 minute.
I think it's the Bow of Artemis.
I agree, I think. Anyone
50 seconds.
Anyone played pretty recently and able to tell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in like one of the earlier God of Wars you get like the Bow of Artemis, because I think I remember you getting like a ranged weapon, but
30 seconds.
Read them off one more time.
Typhon's Bane, Chains of Olympus, Hammer of Hades, and Bow of Artemis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bow of Artemis.
I'm good with being able to blame you.
Yeah,
right. I've carried us this entire game.
That's true. You're not wrong. I got the first one, and that's it.
I got you, you motherfuckers. It's Blade of Artemis, you dumbasses. The real answer was Typhon's Bane, which is a bow in God of War 2.
Oh. Damn.
It's fair.
All right.
Oh.
Got.
All right. The penultimate series I have for you today is Bayonetta.
Oh no.
You're gonna love this. Are you
gonna be able to say them without laughing?
A, Kurok's nuts. B, Kurok's nuts.
That's you can't top that. Okay. A is Love is Blind. B is Pillow Talk. C is Chomp Chomp Express. And D is the G-Spot.
Oh man. I've
what
played
are these naming conventions?
I've played one of these. They're super sexual.
The names don't make any sense on these weapons. They're crazy. Wait, one's called like Lieutenant Colonel Sanders or something, and it's like a rocket launcher.
Wait, so the G-Spot one could actually be the answer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Look what we got here. Love is Blind, Pillow Talk, Chomp Chomp Express, G-Spot.
Love is Blind is a TV show.
Yeah, I think it might actually be Pillow Talk.
I like Chomp Chomp Express,
Me
but
too,
I don't have. I'm not basing that on anything.
Me neither. I'm also thinking of the Mario Chomp Chomps.
Yeah. I think I personally think it's Pillow Talk.
My answer is based on nothing, so I don't feel comfortable going against someone that thinks they might know what it is.
Jonas said he played the first 2 games, so
yeah.
2 seconds.
Pillow Talk rings like a weird bell in the back of my head, so maybe.
What kind of weapon do you think Pillow Talk is?
2 seconds.
Sword?
It reminds me of, like, I know she doesn't have
time is up.
Guns, but that's what it reminds me of. Okay, we're locking in Pillow Talk.
Ding ding ding, you are correct.
Hey.
Pillow Talk is basically a lightsaber. It's like a magic. It's a sword handle with a portal on it that a beam of energy emanates through the portal from, but that just makes it a lightsaber. But it's called Pillow Talk. I don't know what to tell you.
What does the lightsaber handle look like? Because that might be why it's called Pillow Talk.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, our final series is Ratchet and Clank.
Oh shit! I'm not
buckle up
here.
Oh, where's Steven at? Can I dial a friend?
If he picks up, man, go for it. All right, your choices are A, the Suck Master, B, the Fister Glove, C, the Rip You a New One, or D, Mr. Jerkoff.
I'm going D, Mr. Jerkoff.
I just like to remind everyone the naming conventions of Ratchet and Clank. You know, going commando, up your arsenal. They're irreverent. You know. You have 1 minute.
I think it's the fist one.
Yeah, I think it's Fister Glove.
Fister Glove.
The Fister Glove.
Again, your choices are Suckmaster, Fister Glove, Rip You a New One, and Mr. Jerkoff.
Rip You a New One was a title that they wanted to do, but Sony shut it down.
Okay.
And
30 seconds.
I think A and D were ones that Kaedhen put in to try and throw us off. I think it is the Fister glove.
You don't think it's the one about jerking you off or whatever?
Mr. Jerkoff.
He's just trying to throw his online alias on there.
Find him in the deep web.
I got you all to say Mr. Jerkoff. 7 seconds.
His Twitter handle is Mr. Jerkoff, and it's just a picture of Korok with nuts.
Your time is up. Your time is up. What's your final answer?
It's the Fister glove.
I got you, motherfuckers. It's the Rip You a New One.
Is it?
Yeah, it's abbreviated to the Rhino. RYNO. Rhino.
Oh.
It's technically called the Rip You a New One. It's like the ultimate weapon in a lot of the games.
Oh, I see.
Holy moly. The Sticky Edgy Wolves. You scored 6 out of 8. If anybody could do it faster, let me get my calculator out here and see what 6 out of 8 is.
That's
like 3 out of 4. You scored 75% on Metacritic. That's not bad. You could be a cult classic in a few years, you know?
Sticky Edgy Wolves.
All right, guys. We did it. We made it to the end of the podcast. Congratulations. Pat yourselves on the back. It is now time for the final word. As our guest, Austin, I'll give you the first final word. Anything at all you'd like to plug, or literally anything completely tangential, unrelated that could be on your mind? You have the final word.
For democracy?
Yeah.
And for liberty. That's all I got.
Love it. All right, Mateo, final word.
I've been watching the series Them. I've just finished the first season, and that show is dark and good. And even if it didn't have any of the supernatural stuff in there, it would still be a terrifying show because it's talking about, like, you know, racism in the 1950s. Yeah. Like it is a crazy good show.
What show is it?
Them on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
it's about
started that and I had to stop because I just couldn't handle it. It's like intense.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot, but man, it's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. All right. I just realized that it's not final word. It's final thoughts. Jonah, final thoughts.
It'd be final word. Final thoughts. Thank you to both Dan and Austin for coming in.
Amazing guests.
Yeah.
But mostly Austin
literally stumbled into our podcast. It was the greatest thing ever. Like, this was just legendary.
I was so excited to play Fortnite, and then I was like, "Oh, by the way, we're doing a podcast." What?
Yeah. So thank you. Go check out some live music. I know concert tickets are getting a little bit pricier, but if you can find like a small hole in the wall venue and just go like look for, it doesn't need to be like big, huge artists. Just go check out some live music, even if it's just like a free show or something. Live music is so much fun. But we're also going to be doing a giveaway based off of today's debate. Throw in the YouTube comments your game that you would nominate and why you think it would be the topic. I wish I knew how to quit you, and to win a gift card, $25 gift card for your gaming platform of choice.
Hell yeah. My final thoughts are, of course, please check out our sister show, GGD Gaiden. They just came out with their top 10 animal companions episode. And if you, probably by the time of this recording, jump into our Discord, you could probably still vote on their next top 10, which is top 10 soundtracks, original soundtracks of video games, which has become a bloodbath. The most highly contested, probably most dominated category we've had so far. So,
keep opening that channel and be like, why is there so much to scroll through?
Yeah. And lastly, my sleeper cell assassin activation phrase is Korok nuts, Mr. Jerkoff. As always, happy gaming. Bye.
Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
Austin, soundcheck. Just start saying words.
Speaking of too easily erect, sometimes it's like a stiffed wind and you're just like caught out of nowhere, or just like a shuffling of your pants and you're just like, what the? I didn't sign up for this. I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this no more. And then you're like concentrating really hard to try to get it to stop.
And then you just come.
Yeah. You get so focused on it, it just gets worse.
Wow.